Jessica Woods, and this is part 3 of a recording that I've been doing, which is talking about global mass awakening. That's where we're at right now in time, and it is a massive opportunity for all of us to participate in this, and that's why you've chosen to be here. Now let me give you a little bit of background on what that means. So whatever your belief system is, I'm not really interested, okay? What I am interested in is you investing in yourself, what you know to be true. So what I know to be true is this, that I'm more than this physical body, that I am a divine being. I am source, I am oneness, that's where I come from, and that source you also are a part of. So you are source, you are God, you are that oneness. And what I believe is that, to simplify this and make this simple, is there are many aspects or dimensions of us. Now I'm going to give you a physical example. So there's me that you see as my physical body, so that's the oneness, okay? And then within that oneness there is individual parts of me. Now what I mean by that is there's a part of me that likes to drink warm water with lemon. There's a part of me that doesn't like really ice cold water. All right, there's a part of me that is really loving and really happy. There's a part of me that's really angry, and there's a part of me that's really sad. Now those what I call parts are aspects of me. And another way to put it is, if you homed in on like from a scientific point of view, if you put a blood sample under a microscope and then you looked at it from a different perspective, you'd see that within that, what looks like one blob of blood, are many things moving, many things. So I just want to bring it down to the microscopic level, and then there's this level, and then if you think there's another level, there's another part of you that is all of that. But in that all of that what I call divine or source is each and every one of us, in the same way that, you know, within each and every blood we could link it back, you know, we can take back the bloodline. Okay, so a little bit of explanation there. So if we then are all of this and we choose to incarnate, so to speak, in other words, be a body in a physical world, i.e. this one, Earth, living this existence, then there's got to be a reason for it, hasn't there? Because everything's got a reason. Even if we don't know what it is, there's a reason for it. So let's just suppose that that's true, that there was a part of you that said, I know that we're all one, we're all a collective, and we're all in this space together. And in that space together, there is awareness, and that awareness is all our awarenesses joined up, yeah? For want of a better way of putting it. But I want to be separate from that. I want to go into a physical body and have my own experience, as I'm going to call it. I'm going to choose to be separate. I mean, in my case, I'm going to be a female. I'm going to be born in the UK, and I am going to have particular experiences that I'm going to choose to have. Now that takes place with something called our soul. Our soul is basically what determines what we're going to choose to manifest in the physical. In other words, this that I've described, this physical body. And then when I'm there, I'm going to come in with certain things that I want to experience that I can't experience in the whole. So I want to experience individualization. That's one of them. We will choose the individualization. and then we choose the other things. And then on top of that, we get free will choice, where we're able to choose the in the moment experiences. Do I want to be a vegan, or do I want to be a vegetarian, or do I want to be a meat eater? Now, none of those are wrong. It's just a choice, isn't it? And that's what it's about, free will choice. So if we then choose to come into these physical bodies with some of the characteristics that our soul and our divine self has decided that it wants to experience, then that's what we're going to do. Now, at this moment in time, we have all, the ones that are here, have come into these physical lives to experience certain things. And the certain things right now are change, a massive change. Humanity has been living a path of fear, war, destruction, poverty, greed, selfishness, amongst other things, thrown in there with a splash of, happiness and joy. And how many people do you know on this earth plane are really happy most of the time? I mean, I'm just talking about most of the time. You think they are. You might look into people's lives and go, oh, they've got everything. They've got money, and they've got good health, and they've got, a nice home, and they live in a good country, and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, okay, they could be perceived as lucky. But their own experience, being human, will mean that they will experience certain things in that life path that we have from when we're born to when we leave here that is going to be their own pain. It's going to be painful. That's what life's about. We have to kind of embrace those experiences that are going to bring us pain, because through those, that's how we have the experience that we wouldn't have been able to have. Now, I talked about that briefly in video 2, so I'm not going to go on about that now. And anyone who follows me and the videos and things I put out there, I explain a lot of techniques and in my sessions as well. So I'm not going to go into all of that. But we're basically here to experience this time and this space with new perception and a new awareness. We've all come in built with what I'm going to call codes. These were like what I call, from the soul level, pre-programmed things that we chose that were going to be activated at a certain time. Okay, now those certain times are certainly now. People, and part of that, those codes are waking up. It's being aware of where we've come from. If we take the example that for years and years people have been talking about your inner self and meditation, and it's all within you. And there's other people that said that is a load of rubbish, and they've been driven and passionate about work and gaining money and all that thing. And there's nothing wrong with that either, but it's like that's been their purpose. So it's like, oh, you're wishy-washy and you're airy-fairy. Now, not everybody that has been on a path of self-realization is airy-fairy. A lot of people hide it. A lot of well-respected people, if you said to them, they go, oh no. And sometimes, and I'm going to say this, particularly men in the past have been like, oh no, I don't get into my feelings and I just work and I'm doing this. But actually I have noticed, have got more wisdom and information than a lot of other people. So what I'm saying is it's not limited, but what really I'm saying is we've been scared. We've been scared to express that because fear of being wacky or a bit, airy-fairy. So basically what we're doing as we come into this time and into this reality now is finding about activating who we truly are. And who we truly are is not obviously who we thought we were when we were going along with things, when we've been suppressed, when we've been brainwashed, when we've been programmed to think that society is like that, and this is the way things are. There's good in everything, but if you're constantly watching TV and being bombarded by this is true, this is true, this is true, this is true, and it's all negative, negative, negative. Can anybody say they've watched the news and it's positive? Does it make you feel good? No. Why do we want to hear all that stuff? How come there's not news programs that say, oh, today this was achieved and that happened? Well, funny enough, since I've come to New Zealand, I have to say I don't watch a lot of TV, but when I do put it on, there is a lot of things. They talk about a lot of good things that are happening. So I think this country is a leading example. And I think other countries and other people will be looking more to this country to see how it's being led. And we've got, great people, leaders throughout the world that are emerging right now. Some of them may not appear to be. Some of them may appear to be brash or bold or stupid. But actually, I think that's part of being able to get people to see the diversity. You don't have to be all smart and all loving and all kind to be doing effective work. But that's what I was saying in the previous video. It's about being who you are, not who you think you ought to be because people are going to respond to it. It's about being individual and being able to express yourself, and not everybody's going to agree, and that's okay. But it's like not taking it to a level where you got to go on a cause and then you've got to be that cause of destruction. That's changing. So we come into this world and we create these realities and we live them out. And this is an amazing time right now. You're waking up. You are coded. Your bells are going off. You're going to hear this. If it's not from me, you're going to hear this from so many people in different ways. We all are resonating on a frequency. We all give off a frequency and an energy. And for some people, they're going to appeal to you. As I said, like some of the leaders, they're going to be, they're lovely. They got a lovely face and you can feel the energy coming from them. They mean really well. Or sometimes they're really firm, and I like that because that means that things are going to get done. And then there's other people that you're not going to resonate with, and you don't have to. It's okay. It's all right. Give yourself permission that you don't have to like everyone. You don't have to say yes to everyone. It's okay to say no. Do you see where the empowerment comes in? We're empowering ourselves. That was part of the plan before you got here. You were going to be empowered in a human body. You were going to recognize that you were source, that we've all come from that we are all one, but we've chosen to individualize. Now, there's a greater plan, if you can see where this is going. We want to individualize and create and be one here. Isn't that a beautiful thought? That we all get along there in source, and you always hear how wonderful it is and how it's all harmonious and it's all beautiful. What do you think in source? That we don't have disagreement, that we all think the same way? Yes, in some ways, but in other ways, no, it's not what you think it is. It's like when people pass over, people say, well, their spirit, has left their body and it's gone to a beautiful place, and I can't wait to die because, it's so horrible down here. There's so many horrible people and life's so tough. And no, yes, it is. It is tough. If we don't wake up, if we don't get it, that here we're meant to wake up here, we're meant to experience the God self, the oneness here. And that as we all come back to ourselves, this is the opportunity. It's now. It's not about waiting to die. It's not about, I'm going to have a wonderful life over there. Your soul still goes through karma. It still has lessons. It still has things to do. But it's here. We want to create it here. So one of the ways that I feel that we're going to wake up even more is just acknowledging that we're something more than we think we are. All right, that maybe there's something in this. Maybe all these airy fairy wacky people that have been talking about souls and higher selves and light workers, maybe there's something in that. Maybe they're not all conspiracy theorists. Maybe they've got a point. Maybe I'm just going to be open-minded enough to just let myself think that there could be something else, that the slavery can stop, that the torment can stop, that the greed can stop, that the brainwashing can stop, that I'm just open to more peace throughout the world, that we are coming together for this purpose and that we can achieve it. Yeah, it's going to take some time. It's going to take some time. It's taken some time to get to this point. But I know one thing, that when you leave here, most of us won't be able to wait to get back into a physical body. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and that's the truth. When you're here, it can be tough. It can be sad. It can be painful, physically, mentally, and emotionally. But it doesn't have to be. We have a choice. We have a choice. Yes, we're always going to have physical pain in some way, because if I trip over the chair on the way out of this room and fall over and hit the wall, it's probably going to hurt. But the rest of it doesn't have to be. And even we can get to the point where we're not going to trip over the chair because we see it coming. We recognize what we're doing. Let's unite together. I'm going to do lots and lots of videos. But I wanted to share that with you because those that are meant to hear this you will hear this, and it will awaken something within you. And if it's not this way, then it'll be another way. Thank you for listening. Let's do this together. Let's find out who we are as individuals, and then remember who we are as the oneness, as the divine source, the gods that we are.